on oh, we're live. Hello everybody. Please welcome back Short Fat Otaku.
Wait, why did you start the stream in the middle of a conversation?
Don't worry, people will catch up. My joke is that this is the quote unquote most professional stream on the internet. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In fact, I think most of my subscribers say that they love the fact that I don't give a shit about the show. I literally just turn it on and I just do whatever the fuck I want. That's kind of my style, you know, the most unprofessional, in case you couldn't tell. But anyway, I will never say anything definitive because I just don't have enough evidence. But they were in this town that was apparently on the French Italian Alps. I was about to say Canadian. What the fuck is wrong with me?
French Canadian Alps.
French Canadian Alps. Hold on. Just what the hell is wrong with me? Well, it's because you're here. I'm like, so,
I'm not even French Canadian, man.
I know. Well, that's the funniest part about it. Well, it's French Italian Alps, so it's probably thinking France, and then I guess Italy, Italian, Canadian. I guess. I don't know. That's probably what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, they're at the French-Italian Alps, and there's this town that's right there. Anyway, this town apparently was getting a whole bunch of influx of migrants, and it was getting hit worse because of the fact that they're a tiny little town. Anyway, so as usual, they decided to have a Defend Europe mission with Generation Identity. Now, here's the thing. Gen Identity claims to be a non-profit organization. They do sell stuff like Alex Jones or whatever, although I bought some of their merch. It's okay at best. Their main selling point is this is from us. Oh, and by the way, best CBD oil my ass. Sorry guys, but you really got to step up your game there. Anyway, so they went and did this thing, and you will not believe how many vehicles they bought for this one mission. But then when you look up this wall that they made to keep these migrants out, it's hilarious. So now, like I said, I don't know how they run things there. I can't say that there's just some huge conspiracy of corruption. I'm not going to claim that, but I've been making fun of them for a while. So I'm going to do a little bit of investigation, starting by looking up the VIN numbers of the vehicles that they used, not to dox them or anything, but just to find out the full story. So you're gonna laugh at this. They're supposedly going there to protect a migrant town, and just now there you go. Can you see it?
Yep. Okay.
So now this is apparently, well, not a migrant town, but this is a French town apparently, and apparently this is. I want you to just see how many vehicles. Like, first off, that's the first B-roll shot you get. Clearly, that's not a cheap vehicle right there, and clearly they bought it. You can't rent that shit and then put all your logos all over that. Now, that doesn't seem too bad until you see, hold on, let me just get to the part. So that's the fence, by the way. I'm not even kidding. That's the entire fence. That's not a controlled area, and then they're gonna build a fence behind that. That's the entire fence.
What? Just plastic?
Yes. The orange. I'm not even kidding. It's so short. I swear, Martin Sellner himself could jump that.
You could just run through it if you just ran at it.
You run through it. That's so true.
You'd like flip over it.
My fellow is Muslims. Do we not have scissors? Now let me. It gets even more. Look at this. Look, they all look so like, yeah, we're tough, we're badass. And now that she gets into a fucking helicopter, and they bought that. By the way.
A Defend Europe helicopter.
I mean, come on, yeah. I wonder what the price tag is on that. And I know some guy's going to be in the comments like, duh. Can't be that expensive. Look how tiny it is. If you've ever gone to an airfield, and by the way, one of my cousins, he loves to fly. He never buys planes, but he rents them all the time. Those things are not cheap by any stretch of the imagination at all. And they clearly bought it. So, because you can't put that shit on without, buying it. all the logos repainted, you know. Oh, and there's a second helicopter that they clearly rented. But my guess right here is, hold on, that small one right there that you see, that's probably just, you know, for medical purposes.
Yeah.
Whatever, rescue, I guess. But this is all for B-roll. And it doesn't stop there. The last vehicle is, hold on, let me get to it. I think this is it. Yeah, that's right. They bought a plane. They bought a fucking plane. And it was all in the glorious hope of putting up this. Hold on. Let me just get back to the, let me get to the specific parts. Yeah, putting up this clearly strong fence.
You got to build a wall, man.
You got to build. Hey, Trump should take notes. Am I right? Oh, senor, it is orange and it is ugly. Clearly, we cannot cross this wall here. Oh, we have to go back. We have to go back to the tacos and burritos.
Orange man bad.
Orange mean bad. So I just wanted to first off make fun of this shit because I know clearly this is not obviously a sign of some huge conspiracy of people like hoarding money or anything like that. It's not like this isn't like some CS level ghost shit of scamming people. That's not what this is. But just look at that. Just this just doesn't come off as a very good representation of your organization, Martin Sellner. This is just, if this was something that they still have up, that they still celebrate. Like, I'm sorry, but this, hold on, let me just get to the fence itself. Wait, hold on, let me get to that. wait, let's see if it, oh wait. This, yeah, no, I'm not terrified. I am, if I'm an illegal migrant crossing, I'll be like, not a big deal. Allah. What do you think?
Well, I don't know, man. Like I would say she's just doing it to make a video, and it's all just kind of like a show setup. But she only got 32,000 views.
Ooh.
There's no way 32,000 views paid for all this.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but like, you know, like it's Generation Identity put their name on this, so clearly they had to pay for it. And if they did, well, no, come on, I want my money back. I want my money back. Come on, that's a little bit pathetic. Like, you can't buy.
No, hold on. You want your money back? Did you actually donate to Brittany Pettibone?
No, I bought Generation Identity merch, but under the idea that it's a non-profit, or I don't actually want my money back. I just will never give them money again. Because if you buy merchandise from them and it's a non-profit, it's supposed to go to the cause. Hold on, I'll be right back. One sec. Hello?
Hello?
Okay, sorry. Just
welcome back.
Yeah, it has a no ID collar. I had a feeling it was going to be something stupid. Sorry about that.
I remember getting a pizza during Sargon's D&D stream that I didn't order.
Yeah. Oh.
And I was like, oh, it begins.
Here we go. Yeah. Excuse me, sir. My name is Matt. I am calling from Kentucky, and we heard that your computer has a virus, right? Some shit like that. You know, some real. Oh yeah, I totally believe you, guy. You don't sound like a scam artist at all.
I love fucking with those people too. It's kind of fun sometimes.
It is. There's an entire TEDx talk where a guy replies to spam on purpose and just fucks with them.
Oh, who does that? Jogwheel. The YouTuber Jogwheel has a series.
Is he British?
No, he's not British. He's American. But he specifically replies to spam emails, and he clicks on spam links just to see what happens. And he does it on like a computer. It's like a throwaway computer. Doesn't really mind, right?
Oh yeah, right.
and he just wants to see what happens, and usually it's something ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh wait, is it on? Is it on? Is it on? Does Vine Sauce host it?
No, it's on Jogwheel.
Oh, on Jogwheel. Never mind. But I can't remember. But I believe I think Vine Sauce did something too. Vinny, not Vinny, but someone else who was on Vine Sauce did it. Forgot his name. I think his name is he's some like Romanian dude. But he's so fun. He's so funny. He calls him up and says, "Hello, I need help. My computer has tons of viruses. My son keeps jerking off. I built him a shed."
You built him a shed?
Yeah, to jerk off in apparently. I am so stressed. I need help. I need to go to Kokomo.
Sounds like V.
It sounds like his voice, but I don't know if it's him. I know he works. I know he's done videos for the channel Vine Sauce. He sounds like him though. He legit sounds like V.
Jesus. Okay.
But it's hilarious. But I mean, look at this truck right here. That's not a small price tag right there.
No.
And there's 3 of them. There's like 3 of them plus a car. Like, you know, I got the perfect music for this. Hold on.
I don't think it'll play on Google Hangouts though.
No, it will. I'll just play a small bit of it. Okay. So it'll play in Hangouts. I just muted it as all. Oh god damn! I need to get ad block for this thing. I just haven't bothered installing it. Because you know I'm lazy, and that is the winning strategy.
That's an old meme. That's like a 10-year-old meme, man.
I know, but it works.
I like old memes. They feel like a comfortable leather jacket, you know?
What?
Old memes feel like a comfortable leather jacket.
Like you probably won't wear it regularly, but when it comes around, it just feels nice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. This when they get into the plane, it's probably the best to do it. It goes so well. Okay, so that's enough of that before I get YouTube copyright strike, but whatever. Yeah. So, anyways, let's start making fun of. Well, actually, first let's talk about what really is the difference when you really get down to it between Canada's system versus ours, because I think you guys don't you have a president, but it's not really that powerful.
No,
you guys don't have a president, just a prime minister.
Okay, in the United States, the position of what is it? Head of state.
So like executive.
Head of state and head of government are the same position in the United States, called the president.
Oh,
I think it's. Let me just quickly look this up so I know that it's.
Okay, but but also, prime ministers are elected by the parliament, right? They're not like.
Okay, here's how it works. Okay, the head of state is the public persona that officially represents the national unity and legitimacy of a sovereign state. Meanwhile, the head of government is the highest or sometimes the second highest official in the executive branch of a state. In the United States, the head of state and head of government are the same person. They're your president.
Our presidents. And for you, difference.
Yes, in Commonwealth countries, the head of state is the royal family, while the head of government is the prime minister.
Do you guys have because I know you guys are still connected with the British royalty, but I mean, like, first off, is that more of a traditional thing or an official thing? And second off, did you guys ever have your own royal Canadian family?
Well, it's more traditional than official now. Like it's not like any kind of elected UK official could could impose laws in Canada. It doesn't work like that. When the British Empire changed into the Commonwealth of Nations, which is just a bunch of nations that used to be part of the British Empire.
Which wouldn't America technically be that, since we used to be part of that?
No, because you guys fought for independence. It wasn't like a peaceful transition.
Oh, so it wasn't like we were handed independence. It was like motherfucker, we'll take it. Right?
Yeah.
America, motherfuckers, we take our freedom.
Well, with the Commonwealth of Nations, what they did was they simply created, I think it was 26 different royal families, and the offices of those royal families are all held by one family, which is the House of Windsor in the UK. So whenever Queen Elizabeth comes to Canada, she is the Queen of Canada, not Queen of the United Kingdom.
Oh. But wait,
actually, what's really interesting is that should the UK ever decide to change its laws of succession and say Canada did not, then there'd actually be different succession laws. So maybe, I don't know, maybe in the UK they decided to restrict it to men only again, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Canada kept it with males or females can inherit the throne. It might be an instance where like the first daughter of the House of Windsor becomes the Queen of Canada, but she cannot become the Queen of the UK.
Oh,
so it's basically like 26 different offices all held by one family.
Oh, okay. And that one single family will be divided up into ruling different areas.
No. It's all just held by Queen Elizabeth right now.
Oh, I'm saying like if they ever wanted to change.
Yeah. If there were ever a difference in succession laws between the various Commonwealth nations, then it would be divided amongst the family based on those laws.
That just sounds like a whole bunch of bullshit that I would never want to be a part of. No offense. Nothing against Canada, but just at some point I'd be like, oh, holy fuck, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
how it usually works is that, like, obviously the Queen can't be in all 26 Commonwealth nations at once, right?
Does she have any power, actually? I'm just curious. Does she have any power?
Not really. Like, there's some.
She's influence.
The last time I think the Queen, I think the last time a royal actually tried to use her power was in the late 1800s. And it's basically like the people had voted in. I forget the situation. It was in the UK, and I don't know the details, but the people voted in a particularly terrible, not Congress, House of Commons.
Yeah.
And the Queen was, and then what happens is that the Prime Minister has to go to the Queen and say, "Will you accept our government?" And the Queen has to say yes. Well, the Queen just said no, and then there was riots.
Yeah, well, I mean, riots in favor of the Queen, I bet, because I bet
no, riots in favor of democracy.
Really? Oh, yeah. I would think.
And then eventually the Queen relented and they accepted the Parliament. But I don't hold me to that. That's like I don't know the story there. But
I would just think that if it was such a bad Parliament, and her saying no would be like, oh yeah, the Queen's standing up or something.
I mean, yeah, but she could also be in the minority, right? Like she could also be wrong. But okay, here's how it works though. The Queen can't be everywhere. Can't be everywhere at once. So whenever she's not in a specific nation, and she's usually in the UK, that nation has a Governor General, which has all of the powers of the Queen. So Canada has a Governor General, which the Queen appoints, and then performs all of her duties when she's not here. And usually her duties are just providing royal assent to the various bills that the House of Commons and the Canadian Senate pass. The Governor General will provide royal assent, and then it becomes law. However, almost never does the Governor General not do it. There have been a few times. When they've stepped in, when it's been very obviously against the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. They've been like, no, you can't do this. Oh yeah, and most people are like, oh okay, yeah, thanks for stepping up, right? Yeah. A good example is in Australia. This is, I think it's 1982 in Australia. Australian Parliament had been completely gridlocked, like American style right now, with you know how the two parties just like obstruct each other and they don't even fucking care. They just they'll burn themselves to like burn their enemies, and then like nothing gets done in Congress for like 8 years.
Fuck you, Mitch McConnell. No, fuck you, Cory Booker. Just back and forth over and over.
Yeah. Well, that was going on for a couple of elections in Australia, because what happens is that if a party or a coalition of parties cannot take at least 50% of the seats in the House of Commons, you have to call another election.
Yeah.
So what they did was they kept calling elections. The government was unstable. And the Governor General of Australia said, this is bullshit, and then just basically removed them all from office.
Oh, wow.
And then called an election for every seat and said, I am not going to allow you to continue to destroy this shit. And then and they can do that in like that is, in my opinion, the biggest advantage of the parliamentary system over America's system,
because if someone can just say fuck you both.
Yeah. If Parliament gets too gridlocked, the Governor General can throw out all parties and all seats.
Oh wow! But he has to do it universally, I'm guessing, right? Just not just like oh you guys, but you guys can stay.
Yeah, everybody has to go.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't sound too bad. I actually probably would like that, but the problem is, what if he gets bought? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's I mean, maybe like they could definitely get bought out, but it would be both. It's less likely in the same way that it's less likely to buy out, say, a Supreme Court judge, because they're not elected; they're appointed, and they can stay as long as they like.
Yeah.
So a Governor General, like it's like they're not easily influenced by anything other than their own moral code, I guess.
Which is good. I think that's good. You know, let me ask you. So let's say that the UK, a lot of parliaments, and God forbid, like they're all like the prime minister and everything. Let's say that they that like a lot of them got killed in like say a war. Would the monarchy take over in replacements for the democracy? Well, is it a democracy or is it like a republic, like us, like U.S. style republic?
It's considered a parliamentary democracy.
Okay, so let's say that
it's not a republic at all. A republic specifically lacks a head of state.
Oh, really?
Which is why the U.S. has the head of state and head of government in one person. A republic specifically has no head of state.
So are we a democracy? Because I've always heard that we're actually not. That we're a constitutional representative republic.
Yeah. I mean, you're obviously a democracy. Like it's mincing words at that point, right? But like you are a democratic republic, and Canada is a parliamentary republic, or sorry, a parliamentary democracy. Sorry.
Okay, so a democratic republic. So we have a combination of both, I guess.
I mean, yeah, but it's just that a republic is a style of government, while a democracy is a way to legitimize a government. So they're not in competition with each other. You can have you can have dictatorships that are republics as well.
Oh, that's true. So a republic, though, isn't it where everyone is ruled by law, and democracy is it's approved by the people?
I mean, kind of. Let me see.
Meaning everybody's ruled by the same law.
Well, yeah, but you can also say that about parliamentary democracies as well.
Okay, so you guys are a parliamentary republic, or wait, what?
Yeah, a parliamentary democracy.
But you do have republic elements, huh?
No, actually.
No? You guys aren't ruled by law? Wait, hold on. Let me look this shit up. Hold on a second.
Here, let me put it this way, okay? A republic and like a Republican form of government and a parliamentary form of government, they're mutually exclusive. However, they can both be democracies, or they can both not be democracies.
So a state in which supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives, and which has an elected and nominated president rather than a monarch. Wait a minute. Mm-hmm. Okay.
However, a parliamentary democracy still has a monarch, but it's still democratic.
Oh, so, okay. So, okay, Okay, but I think maybe the reason why in America we say we're not a democracy so much is because here you have two sides that will say that. One side that will say one side that will say our democracy. I think the reason why we say that a lot is because what we're trying to say is that we elect our officials, but not everything gets decided by the mob, and that our laws are supposed to have equal protections, and that most of what we do is we're just supposed to give people the freedom to decide for themselves rather than saying, you can have a sandwich. You cannot have a sandwich because the mob says so.
Here, I found a pretty good situation here. Okay, here. Under Republican forms of government, you have presidential republics with an executive presidency separate from the legislature. That's the United States. That is that's Mexico. That's Brazil, right? You have parliamentary republics where the executive presidency is dependent on the legislature. That's like South Africa. You've got semi-presidential republics with both an executive presidency and a separate head of government that leads the legislature, who is appointed by the president. That's like France, where you have both a president of France and a prime minister of France. You've got constitutional monarchies with a ceremonial or non-executive monarch, where a separate head of government leads the executive. That's like Canada and Japan and the UK. And then you have absolute monarchies where the monarch leads the executive, and that would be like Saudi Arabia nowadays.
Yeah, or Franco's regime in Spain. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the only reason why Franco was as effective as he was because after the commies took over, it was like, holy fuck, there's a huge need to get everything back on track. But I'm sure if one of his children had succeeded him, it would have all gone to shit. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, do you know the Spanish Civil War?
Very vaguely.
Oh, basically, like libertarian socialist rants and Badmouth Productions and Dick Coffin, all these anarcho-communists, they love to use it as the shining example of when communism actually did work. It was hilarious, by the way. And by the way, it went tits up really, really fast.
Yeah, it always goes tits up really fast, man.
Well, the Soviet Union managed to limp along somehow, and so does China. But that's because China, even as a communist nation, still has enough capitalism to not die yet.
Yeah.
Yet is the key word.
I think China's stable enough at this point that they're not going anywhere. But they just call themselves communists, but they're not anymore. They're just regular capitalist authoritarians.
They're regular what?
They're regular capitalists that are also authoritarians.
I'd say more corporatist. Capitalism, you'd have to have a little bit more freedom than they do, like in the markets. Corporatist is a little more accurate, I think. But even then, capitalism can definitely turn into corporatism. I'm against like anarcho-capitalism because I just feel like it will become corporatism if there are no laws. It just will. And actually, one of the biggest reasons why I'm against a lot of people going more socialist. I don't know how you feel about that, but one of the biggest reasons is because when you actually get down to it, a lot of people say we need more regulations on this, that, or the third. But if you look at what a lot of corporations do, they actually ask for more regulations because they'll work with the people who will make it to be like, this will favor us, but not them. And only the big boys can actually afford it, while the little guys drown out from all the regulations and all the costs that come with it.
Yeah. I mean, like if regulations serve as a barrier to the cost of entering into a market, then it will basically mean that only the big players can survive in that market.
Yeah. And so that's one of the reasons why I think that it's so scary just how many regulations are constantly put on banks every single, I'm not even kidding, day in the U.S. To me, that's awful. To me, Dodd-Frank should be very, very clear and everybody should be able to know what it is. But if I were to go to a banker and say, hey, could you give me a copy of Dodd-Frank? He'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll give it to you on Thursday. I show up there, and it's just like this I'm not even kidding. I actually got shown a book. It looks like one of those manuscripts you used to read when you would go to like a giant government building that would just have nonstop pages. Like the spine is bigger than the actual frame. It's scary. So yeah, it's just terrible. But anyway, let's make fun of JF. What do you say?
Okay, are we done with Canada politics?
Basically, I think we understand probably as much as we need to. But I would like to say though, do you think people underestimate how important Canada is here in the U.S.?
Yeah, probably. I think so. I mean, we are your biggest trading partner. We have a lot of wood, a lot of oil, more than you guys, and we have like 1/10 of your population, so we have really no use for it. Oh, as global warming continues, Canada is going to become a very significant shipping lane.
I'm not too sure about the whole global warming thing. I think it is
climate change. Then I think it's very obvious the planet is somehow getting warmer. You can't deny that. You can go back and forth on who's doing it or why it's happening, but
I think that it's just a bit quite exaggerated, is what I'm saying. Especially by those, not like even Al Gore types, but there's this one dude. Have you ever heard of the Burger Krieg? Have you heard of that dude?
No.
Oh, I swear he's a globalist sellout. But I originally subscribed to him because he talked about how millennials are not as lazy as we're said. It's more like we're just nihilists. We've just kind of watched as the baby boomers fucked everything up, especially with like making us pay for Social Security, which is a system that we're never going to be able to, collect on and shit. And how all the other laws, like for instance, the laws that heavily favor women in divorce hearings, that broke up our families. But whatever. He made a whole video saying, like, by the way, anyone who is skeptical, he talks in like a thick British accent, but he's like German, because a lot of Europeans tend to have the British English, I guess. He said that basically anybody who's even skeptical about the climate change debate is on par with anti-vaxxers and with creationists.
I wouldn't put it that far, but I mean, like there's obviously always room to debate something, right? But I do think that there is some form of climate change happening, and you can see it in Canada more than other places because
you're right there. You're really close to the polar ice caps.
Yeah. Like in the United States, like in the southern United States, it's always just going to be warm, and if it gets a little bit warmer, you're not going to notice too much. You're just like, oh, it's hot today. It's not a big deal, right?
Wisconsin, dude, I'm not too far from you. Come on.
Yeah. But like, you look at like pictures of northern Canada, and you see ice caps that haven't melted for thousands of years suddenly melting over the course of like a summer.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to it, right? But in any case, this is kind of off topic. Like, in terms of Canada's importance, shipping between the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans has always relied on it's the Panama Canal, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, very soon, if global warming continues the way that it's going, Canada will have a permanent shipping lane through its northern islands.
Right. Because all the ice will be melted, and you won't have to it won't be like, oh my God, our entire family went through this area and we all died.
Yeah. It'll actually be kind of an important moment for Canada, because I think we'll probably generate a lot of money out of that, a lot of trade and stuff.
So hooray for global warming!
Up to a point. Like if you heat up the planet, like I don't know, a degree or something.
That argument. Oh, I don't know.
No. I mean, people are saying that 2 degrees will destroy human civilization. I don't think that's true. But
okay.
if you heat it up like 1 degree, I know for a fact that the usable tree line moves north. The usable farmland line moves north.
Well, yeah.
Canada's northern shipping lanes become open.
Well, isn't that because you're not talking like 1 degree in one area. You're talking like, even if it's like regularly 1 degree more in one area, you're talking like the entire planet collectively, right?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
So basically, because I'm guessing what you're trying to say is that's because the heat can sometimes come all from a whole bunch of different places and concentrate in a certain area, and that could be equivalent to having an area be 15 or more degrees hotter than it would ever be in one particular time of the year, versus if it was like, if it was just like only a little bit of a change in one area or something.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind, less mild winters, frankly.
Yeah.
but to be actually serious about it, no, like Canada has a whole bunch of land that is just completely unusable. You can't cut down the trees because they don't grow. They just kind of grow into shrubs, and that's about it. Actually, I don't know if you know this. If you go far enough north in Canada, the entire forest is just like a big shrub.
Really?
It's like 3 feet high because they can't grow. It's too cold.
Yeah, which is sad. Now, I think that you and I can both agree, though, overpopulation is a myth. I mean, if I've actually looked at the numbers, and with the amount of farming that we have, and the fact that most of the places where they say the carrying capacity is too low are places that are filled to the brim with natural resources. It's just that the population there is very, very poor and warring, and so they don't know how to use it. Come on, that's definitely a myth.
Maybe.
I'm saying like where we are right now. They're saying we're already too popular. We need to stop having kids and shit. But we need to replace a lot of the workers in the U.S. with people from South America and Africa.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I have absolutely no problem importing people as long as they share a similar value structure. I'm okay with that.
And as long as it's controlled, right?
If Canada decides to like bring in people from the States or from the UK or from European countries with similar values, or even non-European countries with similar values.
I'm saying like you wouldn't want it to happen like all overnight with people you haven't controlled, right?
Yeah. You obviously have to vet people. Like there has to be some kind of process. But like
I'm talking like what's happening now in Europe and in the US.
Yeah. It's a bunch of people who, one, don't share the value structure because Islam is incompatible with Western values, and two, they're not being vetted. You know?
And they're coming in like way faster than they can be told, okay, this is the dominant culture, just adhere to it and you'll be fine. Right?
I mean, to a point, like there are definitely ways in which you don't have to. Like there are ways in which you and I don't adhere to the dominant culture. It's not about that. It's about there are certain fundamentals that you
like
have to respect.
I'm not talking like, oh, they brought burritos, we're all gonna die. I don't mean like that.
Yeah.
We go on.
No, there are certain fundamentals you have to obviously respect. However, you can do things your own way when you get here. I don't care about that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you still remember to not try to change the culture of the entire nation. You try to, just keep it to yourself, or maybe change parts that are non-consequential, like oh, now we both eat French fries and burritos. Or
yeah. Like Canada wouldn't have sushi without Japanese contact, and I like sushi quite a bit. I'm happy with eating it. Like I wouldn't want us to not have it.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't eat too much sushi just because I go more of a high carb version of the paleo diet. I like to keep things very clean, but whatever. Yeah. So, but yeah, I get what you mean. And, I think I think that if you guys would be a lot bigger in size and a lot bigger in population, if you just had, more land that you could actually use. Am I right?
Yeah. Okay. Here. Have you heard about the Century Initiative?
I have not. What is that?
A group of people that want Canada to grow from its current 30 million to 100 million people by 2100. And they want to do it only through immigration.
What?
Yep.
Why?
I don't fucking know. It's so stupidity.
Weird. What the fuck? Why? What? Too many white people. What is that?
I don't know, man. Let me just pull up their website here. It's centuryinitiative.ca. If you wanna bring it up.
Oh, sure. Here. Century Initiative, you said?
Yeah, centuryinitiative.ca. Moving toward 100 million Canadians unified by diversity and prosperity in 2100.
I think I spelled initiative wrong. Did I spell wrong? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, Century Initiative .Canada. Here we go.
There it is.
Oh boy, that doesn't sound like George Soros at all. Now, come on, you know. What? I love how they show the white people who we are and why we care.
Yeah.
Like they're like, we got all these white people here, and this is what we want to get to. And we want it darker, and we want them to speak like this. What the hell? Like, why not just say, "Hey, Canadians, just start, doing the whole hoop and stick." I'm sure a lot of Canadians would be like, "Oh, well, we'll do that." Why not? The hell? This is so weird. This site looks like a propaganda site.
Okay, check this out. Immigration: How a Bigger Canada Benefits Us All. Go to that article.
Oh, wait, where, right here?
Just scroll down a bit.
Okay. Oh boy. And I wonder where they want them to immigrate from us.
There it is. See, Canada's currently 36 million.
Yeah.
The projected natural growth of Canada brings us to 53 million by 2100. They want to double that to 100 million by 2100.
Every time our population has boomed, so too has our economy.
Yeah. So just scroll down a bit. There's like a read more button if you scroll down a little bit more.
But isn't that by your own people? Usually?
Yeah, usually.
That's why today a cross section of engaged citizens from across Canada. Okay, read more.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Internet, for not being retarded this time. I really got to switch off of Spectrum. They suck. Paired with our educated innovator. I'm sorry. Do you want to show? Is there any part that you want me to highlight?
This is just a lot of. Okay, let's see.
I just don't feel like I'm lazy.
Yeah. Okay. It says our population is aging rapidly, faster than any other G7 country except Japan. By 2035, 1/4 of Canadians will be over the age of 65, and the ratio of workers to retirees could fall to just 2-1 from the current 4-1.
Start fucking! Start fucking all day and all night. It's Short Fat Otaku who will provide sperm, and he does not have a choice in the matter. He does not have a choice. We will hold him down to a chair. Ladies, you can have him no matter what you look like.
Okay, hold on. It just says it here. If the size of Canada's economy declines relative to that of other countries, so too will our global relevance. Canada will become less important as a trading partner, and our seat at important economic tables, such as the G8, will be jeopardized. So it's a globalist perspective.
Absolutely, it is totally globalist. It just screams EU.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not European, it just screams like it would be that, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is depressing, man. What the hell?
Well, it's not a government group; it's a non-profit.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
pushing for this, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. But we'll see.
Well, I hope not. Well, I mean, come on. I mean, do they know the fun and way you can make Canada more populated? That I think a lot of Canadians would get on board with because they want to, because human beings want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. It's like they never had the talk or something. Ugh. You know what? I'm gonna keep that article up because I'm gonna look into that sometime on my own. Did you make what?
Here. Like I went to if you go to issues, there's issues at the top. Go to immigration. It says the facts.
Oh boy.
Historically, Canada has successfully supported very high levels of immigration. In 1913, 400,000 immigrants arrived in Canada, representing over 5.2% of the population at the time. Well, it says nothing about the cultural and religious makeup of those immigrants in that statistic. Moreover,
white people.
Okay, 5.2% of the population in 1913. It was 400,000. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Let me just do some real quick math here. Okay, so let's say we have. Let me pull out my
handy dandy
calculator.
Yeah.
You've got 36 million, and we have what's 5.2% of 36 million. So let's just check it out here. Okay. I'm just doing the math real quick. Okay, hold on.
Just keep
6 multiplied by 0.052. gives you 1.872. So that's 1,872,000, maybe? Or is it like 100? Okay, hold on. Let me just multiply this by the 80 years that we have.
Doing more math right now than I've done this week.
So basically, if we are going to sustain, if we're gonna reach the population, I think my math is correct. If we are going to reach their 100 million in the time frame they want us to do, we have to be taking in over double the immigrants that we took in by percentage in that statistic of 5.2%.
Jesus Christ. That sounds awful. There's no way you'd be able to do that. There's no way you'd be able to do that with just the European countries. And I think we both know why.
Well, not just that. You could take in, for example, Canadian Sikhs, for example, have flourished in Canada, and they've been great, and they've been respectful of Canadian culture. Like Asian people, when they come to Canada, they're largely respectful of Canadian culture.
Right.
The only serious problem comes from the Middle East,
or from India, I'm guessing, because they have a lot of traditions that seem to be Middle Eastern similar.
Sometimes, but not always. India is a weird case. You can find some of the most backwards fucking people in like the India backwoods. However, if you get like an average Indian person from a large city,
or like Dubai,
they're very likely to be like westernized.
Wait, did you say Dubai? I meant Mumbai. What the fuck?
Yeah, Dubai is not in India.
I'm going to Mumbai and the fuck. You can't even say the country. Yeah. Oh no.
And you know what? It's even strange. Like there, Canada has its share of immigrants from Africa, right? The ones from Africa seem to blend in and be more peaceful than the ones from the Middle East.
I think that's because they're just so poor there, and that even to survive in Canada, they just have to work really hard, and it probably brings in them a lot of respect for the working man, and I have never seen. I come from a very working class family. I've never seen a whole lot of working class people that are just assholes when they actually are like when they have to like put in a full shift. I think it just trains it out of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Did you want to move on to JF though? Because I've got maybe half an hour.
Yeah, and I actually had to go for an interview at 1 o'clock my time. It's not far. It's in a town next door to me, but yeah, let's do you remember this? This actually Cognitive Thought posted this video just because JF was such a piece of shit that he literally had. Oh, by the way, he also did an interview with the porn star Paige Jennings, which he just reveals, he just reveals how often he likes to fap.
Oh, he just talks about fapping in that?
He talks about what his audience thinks of porn and Paige Jennings creation of like a Netflix style alternative to the regular just watch porn for free on Pornhub kind of thing or whatever. But there's so many times when he constantly alludes to how pathetic and alone he really is, then trying to push himself up and say, I am the alpha male. I am the alpha male. All the girls, they want me.
I have to be honest. The last thing I heard of JF was the JF Worski split.
Oh yeah,
I watched that, and then JF basically vanished into the ether, and I had completely forgotten about him.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. He still manages to make retarded content that a lot of people see on the public space. But I mean, come on. I was on Worski's show 3 times, by the way. Yeah, I legit was on. There's only 2 of them. The first one I made an ass of myself, which I do apologize, Andy. But the second time I was really good. And both times JF just treated Andy like a gimp. It was just so horrible to watch. Like it felt like JF was just like, Okay, Andy, just open your mouth and close your eyes, and there will be a banana in there. I felt bad for Andy. I don't even know what the whole drama is between him and Blair White, and I don't know if I want to get involved. I don't want something to be my fight. But it just was so sad. I mean, do you remember how horrible JF was to him?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, I feel so bad for him.
Well, they seem to have moved on past it.
What's up?
They seem to have moved on past it.
Yeah, I know.
And like recently, they were on, was it Ralph's show?
Yeah,
Ralph. And then they were like, let's get back together and kind of reunite the band, you know?
Was that kind of, not officially though, obviously, on Andy's.
They haven't done it yet, but they both seemed amenable to it.
I don't know. It might be good, although JF just acts like such a dick sometimes. Like, you know, I mean, like, the guy is not tall. I've seen him being interviewed with Brittany Pettibone. He's Brittany's height. I'm not even kidding. It's hilarious. They're both standing. And Brittany's this tiny 5'0" girl.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm short, right? Like, I'm quite short. I am 5'7".
Oh, well, I think JF's like 5'3" or something.
Yeah.
but here's the thing. I got nothing against you or regular short people. I mean,
regular short people.
Well, no. Okay, so you'd be average for a stature, slight or stature. My dad, who adopted me, by the way, is 5'2". Okay, so no hate whatsoever. Nothing like that. And actually, James Alsop is only like 5'10", which isn't bad. That's decent. I'm actually 6'1", so I'm not. So I'm a bit tall, and which is hilarious. I was born in South America, and I'm like, how the fuck does that happen? So rare, but I'm like, these genes are awesome. Thank you, real mom and dad. But I would just think if JF is going to if he's going to be as short and as fat as he is, which, you know, short, fat, otaku, you know, you're not a mean guy. You're a very nice guy to everybody.
I do my best, yeah.
Yeah. You know, and JF's older, and there's that whole drama with his potato-brained wife.
Oh, God. That was one of the most fun dumping with Scrumps I've ever done. was to laugh at JF's ridiculousness.
Him constantly saying things like you know, like, I am a traditional white nationalist, and then he's asking some girl who has way more severe autism than I have to let him be a stay-at-home dad. My God. Okay, JF. Oh, yeah, you're a strong white nationalist, man. Good fucking job. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just okay. So here we go.
To the public space today, Emily returns. We're going to talk about the last appearance of Emily and how we can improve stuff for the future. And also, it's going to be an educational experiment for any of you in the crowd to understand why. Why does Papa JF care about him?
In case you're wondering why he had to do that, it's because JF would just DMCA the fuck out of his stream every time it popped up somewhere else. Even Swedish Mate couldn't keep it up for more than like 30 minutes.
Yeah, so, I'm not surprised.
I mean, JF, if you're gonna be, if there's nothing wrong with being smaller and a little bit fat and having a French Canadian accent, there's nothing wrong with that. But don't be a dick. Otherwise, everyone's gonna dig into you. Just why do you have to be this way?
Speech that much, and why it matters for many reasons, even more than YouTube.
Well, it does that on purpose, by the way, just so he can't, you know.
Yeah.
And by the way, just listen to how he talks to Emily. It's so creepy.
Doing excellent, JF, and I gotta say, I like your shirt. You're looking crisp.
Yeah, I went shopping for new shirts. That's all YouTube money. It can afford great shirts.
Oh, great. I'm so glad.
You can tell she's just like,
yeah,
trying to hold back on calling this guy a dick. Look at that face. Look at that face. That is the I am smiling on my poor face. Oh, poor Emily.
So, did you see the episode where you appeared last time? Did you rewatch it with the censoring?
I did the redacted space, and it actually made me laugh quite a bit. I think the censorship provided another layer of humor, but I was actually a little bit surprised about all of the censorship, the stuff that you did actually censor.
Yes, he did it himself, a lot of it. Just, this is just so hard to watch with him. They're just like, why, yes, JF. Yes, I'm so happy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that maybe JF's kind of run his course at this point, right? Like he's
milking
not
for whatever's
doing
left,
anything.
right?
He's not really doing anything anymore. Yet, like he seems to be like slowly dwindling away. He's not doing anything to change that. He's not trying.
Yeah.
Just whatever.
Whatever. But at this point, we're basically just eating whatever's left of his milk. Just just milking him for whatever's left. It's just for a lolcow.
There are some things I wouldn't have censored if they had been said alone, but in the context where there were other things censored.
Oh, little context to everybody who's watching. JF did this very, very shortly after he had been ejected from the public, not from the public space, but from Warski Live. So this wasn't too far afterward. I'll just show you a little bit more as to how creepy he is, but then I'll show you the Paige Jennings things, and we can just laugh at him for that.
I said, let's take no chance. And so let's start this episode by looking at why is it that I care about hate speech, and why do I need to censor all of this?
Why do you care about hate speech, and why do you need to censor things, JF?
Yes, JF. Why is it that the white nationalist freedom fighter must make sure that we don't say anything that could hurt those people? Just this would be like if that one. Well, who was that one girl? That one girl who said she loved Hitler. Remember her? She had some weird name or whatever for her name. Something Ian or whatever. That
I don't remember.
Oh, you know who I'm talking about though, don't you? She was a Canadian girl that always spoke like this. Hi, everybody. I'm back. I wanted to talk about our great leader, Adolf Hitler. Something like that. Remember that?
No, I can't remember, but it sounds hilarious.
Oh, no, there was this one girl, but she was like that all the time. Imagine if she had, and like, she was this sweet, cute little thing, actually. I can't remember her name. Fuck. Oh, but she was a tiny little thing. Always talking about it's like the Jewish conspiracy and everything. Imagine if she was like, by the way, I don't want hate speech. What?
No, I'm just. Oh, I can't remember who it is.
Wait. Jacqueline Glenn had it. You look it up yourself. But Jacqueline Glenn went after her, and like the rest of like YouTube went after her for saying horrible things, even though she never called for anyone's death. But I could just imagine her saying, by the way, guys, hi. First, I would like to give a praise to our great leader, Hitler and Benito Mussolini, for they are such enlightening figures to our time and our deep struggle against the Jewish people. Now let's talk about why we need to stop hate speech and how it is causing so many suicides.
Hate speech.
Yes. Please, JF, educate us. We are your dumb sheep that need to be educated.
The first thing on YouTube is you're going to have heard a lot of people say a lot of things on YouTube that will not get banned. But that's not my situation. My situation is there are eyes on me every day. They spend their whole day just trying to get me banned. That's not YouTube. There's two types of people who are trying to get me banned. The right-wing watch type, the organizations funded by George Soros, the mainstream,
Yes, I'm sure George Soros really cares about you of all people. You. I'm sure that's the case. I'm sure. Do you think there's any truth to that at all?
No, you know what it sounds like? Okay. Do you know True Capitalist Radio?
I do not.
Okay, you should go watch it. It's a hilarious show.
Oh boy.
He was talking about how he was sure that the Hillary Clinton campaign was trying to take down his show.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way his show of, maybe 200 people is getting attacked by Hillary Clinton.
This show,
I mean, it's mostly a joke, but like it's still funny.
I literally made a joke on my own stream last time. I had Donovan Warland and Broken Hearted Liberal, who I think you should look up. Those guys are awesome. So if you ever see that, definitely subscribe. They are pretty much, they're almost like co-hosts of mine, even though they're not really officially or anything, because they come on so often. And we were talking about, and right when I opened up, I immediately opened up with, "Hello, everybody." And by the way, I don't have any sponsors, so I always open up by making up some bullshit for a laugh. I said, "Today I would talk about our sponsors, but I might get Alex Jones." And the whole reason why everyone, including not only the people in the call, but in the comment section, everyone was giggling, was because they knew I had like such a small subscriber base. Nobody gave a fuck. Like, JF, nobody believes that. It's but I'll look up that True Capitalist thing. That sounds pretty damn funny.
It's mostly a comedy show. Like the guy, he like half pretends to be more mad than he is, but it's a good show. It's funny.
I should definitely watch it then. By the way, did you ever send what's his name? Sargon, that clip that you said you would take out?
Oh, which clip was? I don't remember.
Oh, remember last time you were on, I said something about I don't know if Lauren Southern gets gangbanged by 5 guys every night in a BSM dungeon.
I don't think I don't remember that, but
dude, I'm gonna show it to you real quick. But it was no. You know what? Screw it. Let's just watch the V versus Jim thing.
Oh, do you actually want to watch it? We've got about 15 minutes. It's about 15 minutes. So go to where would it be? It's that one. Jim and Josh from Kiwi Farms.
Jim, where?
Third one there.
Top one?
No, third one.
Third one. Oh, okay. So it's 38 minutes, but we won't watch all that.
No. We'll just go to the part where Jim pops in, I guess, if you want to watch it.
Yeah, I do. But yeah. But like here, let me just quickly show you the little clip that I have because sorry, JF. I'm not, but I'll show you the specific one. But like in the middle of it, we're talking about Lauren Southern and then you were like, you just probably want to ram her before marriage.
Before marriage? That sounds like something I'd say.
Yeah. Well, it was all because I was talking about how I practice abstinence and stuff, and you were like, yeah, you just want to do her, before marriage. Because classy. Oh fuck! Come on, just got to get around all this bullshit. I really gotta switch internet providers. Let's get to my channel. Here we go. Okay, so here's my channel. Oh, cool. Mike the Cop posted something new. You ever seen him?
No, actually.
Oh, really good guy. He's, as you know, he's a cop, and he makes videos basically about all the hilarious stuff that happens when you're a cop because there are a lot of stupid criminals. But anyway, you should definitely subscribe to that. See, You So Articulate. That's the first time Donovan Warland, who's half black, by the way, came on. So I named it You So Articulate.
Oh, there I am.
What?
Yeah, episode 4.
Yeah. Oh wait, episode 4. Where? Oh, there it is.
My face right there.
Yep. I see it. It's that beautiful mug right there. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Wrong video.
The wrong one.
Yep. There we go.
Oh, we're live.
Okay, I think it was.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Microwave. Especially for women, because women especially have a hard time with that. Because men are the pursuers. Women are the ones who approve. It's biologically rooted in us that is the worst. 100 putting someone in the town square and essentially doing what they do in Pakistan is a good idea.
No, I completely agree there. Of course, loyalty has also changed too. I mean, for example, if you're like a swinger couple,
you had
a picture consent to the partners that
actually lead to are about 50-50, but
think that the argument about a life for ourselves that doesn't involve children, and instead
hold on
things that are just as fulfilling. It's just that
looks good cannot do good work, and to the point where he was
oh wait, here we go.
To be a reporter,
but here's the thing: I will never say she's trad until I meet her.
Here we go. It's really close.
It's economically feasible. In like Latin America, like Mexico,
in teepees, and Frank
I'm mentioning her a lot, and I think like, have you seen Lauren Southern's video about? I know I'm mentioning her a lot, and honestly, trust me, I've called her out plenty of times too.
Here we go.
I just haven't made a video quite yet, but I got one in the works.
You probably just want to ram her.
There it is.
I vaguely remember this now. Yeah.
Yeah, but at one point I say this. Hold on.
What? Wait a minute. Is that a sex joke? I can't tell.
Yeah, dude, before marriage. She's 100% one of those trad thoughts, right?
No, I don't think so. Because the thing is, she's perfectly happy with showing off that she's pretty, but she doesn't show cleavage. And I don't know if she's. Here's the thing: I will never say she's trad until I meet her, because I don't care what you promote on your channel and how you do it. If I don't know you in real life, I have no idea if you live by that or not.
Wait a second, cleavage? Doesn't have any cleavage to show. Okay, here, look at this fucking picture of her. There's no cleavage to show off, man. Yeah, I'll screen share this shit.
Yeah, go ahead.
What cleavage?
No, there's stuff there. No. Can I finish? What I was gonna say is, thoughts you have to.
We should probably move on, though.
What up?
We should probably move on.
Yeah,
we're running out of time.
But then I say this, I just want to.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to be, as in, you're essentially Lauren Southern's Patreon allows her to.
Okay, so about an hour or so in, that's when you got to look for it. But but at some point, I literally say, I don't know if she goes with the BDSM dungeons every night and gets fucked by 5 guys. I literally say. So look for that. But I mean, you said you're like, okay, I want somebody to take that out of context and send it to her. And then you said like Sargon has like a direct link to her, and you said you're gonna. And at this point, if that's
actually since then, I've actually had a private conversation with her about a video of mine because Ezra Levant tried to take it down.
Ezra Levant, who's that?
The guy who runs Rebel Media.
Oh, her media?
No, Rebel Media. She used
to Ezra Levant. Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess that's different ways of pronouncing it, but yeah, we'll move on from there. But you know what? If it gets me more views, I would absolutely encourage that. But it was the funniest thing ever, though. I would absolutely love to tear into Brittany Pettibone live on stream, though. Sometime, just ask her what the hell was with that Generation Identity mission. What the hell? What, like? Oh, you're saying that people can't run through a plastic fence? I mean, and they might say something along the lines of, well, it was supposed to be symbolic. Those trucks, that plane, the helicopters, all that other shit, that's symbolic? I think it's symbolic of how fat you want your dick to look. At what point do you just call bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's get to the gym part. Where, how far in is it? Or is that him right there?
Yeah, that's his Google face. So just go back a bit. Go back a bit more. Go back a bit more. Go back. There. He's gonna appear like there. Yeah, click there.
Okay, let's see. Let's have some fun.
That should be considered a benefit to me because I don't really have any biases here. I'm just kind of curious about a bunch of things and I'm asking questions.
Oh, by the way, can you mirror the stream on your channel?
I can, sure, but how come?
Just because, you know, I'm well, views.
Well, I can link to it on mine so you get the views. I don't mind.
Okay, could you, like, how would you do that?
I'd announce it or I'd put it on my Twitter or something.
Okay, could you maybe like just or maybe like on your channel, could you maybe like make a video saying, here's the link to a stream I did with this person, go check it out?
Yeah, sure.
All right, just like, post and say, hey guys, I did a stream a few hours ago. Click here to see it.
Yep.
Awesome. All right.
On behalf of some people.
But I don't consider myself an internet celebrity. I barely have 100,000 subs.
That's quite a lot.
How is your day going there, Fee? Seems like it's been a big productive day for the skeptic camp.
Hey, well, I'm here to answer questions of what exactly did I do wrong in that conversation.
Well, I can start off with one with your fucking pill pull with Karen's talking about how, it was a personal attack. Jim called her drunk. He must know about her. Are you talking about when Karen had like 40 fucking tweets in a row at 1 a.m, all caps locking, screaming her fucking head off? And I responded, are you drunk right now or on psych medication? Didn't sound like a personal attack. It kind of seemed like maybe I'm trying to puzzle out why she's flipping her shit at midnight and tweeting out 400 fucking things in a rage.
Okay, well, I wasn't aware of the context, but
you were aware of the context because we've had this conversation before, and I'm pretty certain we've had it on stream before.
I told you that Karen actually drinks, and you calling her drunk is...
Well, it's a personal attack if it was meant in a personal way. I don't know much about her, nor do I fucking care.
Wait a minute. Wait, you made a personal attack one way or another. What the fuck are you talking about, Jim? I mean, like, if Karen was doing the same thing, fine, that's fair game. Someone says, well, you're a piece of shit. Well, fuck you too. But you can't claim that's not a personal attack, you dumb motherfucker. What the hell?
But if you're going to spaz out on Twitter, typing out a shit ton of messages and freak the fuck out, I'm going to say, are you insane or drunk right now? Are you high? What the fuck is your issue?
Yeah, I see your point. But, she basically said that you're jobless or something like that.
She did what...
Oh, whoops.
She did what everybody from your camp... Let's just, be all right. She did what everybody from your camp has done for, like, the last year.
Okay, pause for a minute. This is where it starts.
Rationalist.
This is where it starts?
Because he says she did everybody... She did what everyone from your camp
does. Yeah.
Karen is not in Sargon's private room.
Yeah. Like, no, you're one of them. You're one of them. Therefore, you're guilty.
Yeah. Jim is assuming that everyone is all in on some kind of big conspiracy, and it doesn't really make much sense. And you'll see how this plays out in his head in a few minutes.
I swear to God, guys, I'm gonna beat you at your own 4D chest. I did a good job, and I'll beat you. I swear. Oh, Jesus! I muted it.
But then you dance around doing dirty shit, and then you're like, oh, you couldn't catch me. Oh, where's the proof? Well, it's blowing up in your fucking face, isn't it? Oh, it's so convenient, right, that we're not directly involved. Yet here are all these audio leaks that keep fucking happening. Here's Kraut involved in more gay shit. Here's Tonka involved in gay shit. Who shows up at the fucking call? You do. Who's Kraut and Tonka talking about Sargon? And I've got something special, waiting for Sunday in regards to Sargon and releasing information through third-party sources. So I can't wait to see his reaction to that.
Well, if you have something against him, you feel free to publish it.
No,
by the way, Sargon's reaction to that was non-existent.
If you have evidence.
I'm sorry, what's up?
He said, I can't wait to see Sargon's reaction to that. Sargon's reaction to that didn't exist.
He's like, oh, okay, go ahead. He's not even fighting him. He's just like, whatever, dude.
You have something, put it out.
Yeah, I mean, V's just sitting there all calm, like, okay, Jim, you can stop freaking out. You can just talk like a human being instead of screaming, Alex Jones! Jim, you sound like a fucking spaz. Like, I like your content, and I'll watch some more of it, because there are times where it's just hilarious, like the whole, like, especially when you cover that guy with the glasses, or all those pedophiles, but, dude, you sound fucking retarded here. Calm the fuck down. Calm your gamer tits. Jesus.
Go publish it. But
oh no, I do.
But I'm not against you making it public. But my question is, what exactly did I do wrong?
V, you can't go around saying, "Oh, I disassociated, I disavow, and oh, what they're doing is so gay," and then give these slippery fucking answers. Well, I don't recall. I don't remember. You're not a politician. You're in a conversation with these people. They're talking about doing dirty shit. They're talking about dirty shit they've done. And then you're asked directly from Josh, well, how many times did you go in? You're the guy with the gun.
Oh, fuck you.
Is that your phone going off?
Yes. Call from name unavailable. Well, I would talk to people with names, so go fuck yourself in China.
Well, did you hear that though?
What?
When?
Oh yeah, he's like, yeah.
He was just like, V was just like, well, what did I do? And then Jim just
like, well, you were in these calls. Yeah, but did I promote it? Did I say I was okay with it? What did I do, Jim? Right? Over and over. Jesus.
Crowd's Discord server. You're like, I never went in. Well, maybe I went in. Okay, I went in once. Well, maybe it was 3 or 4 times. It's like the joke about the Jewish guy saying, I can't believe you owe me $5. If I don't get my $10, I'll never survive. If I don't see that $25 by next week, I'm going to be in the poorhouse. Where is my $50?
Well, Jim, you disassociate yourself from your fans. Like,
nope,
I remember.
I love my fans. I love every one of them. I love all the retarded ones. My Sweetie Squad, I love them.
Yeah.
I hold them.
See, this is where he says everything that his fans do, he's willing to.
Yeah,
it's a brand new day.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Jim. So from now on, we'll just remember this. We'll remember this very closely. Hey, Jim, one of your friends caused a mass shooting. Oh, that's not me. That's no. Wait a minute. Hold on. Like, okay, let's be serious. First off, I would not blame Jim for that. But Jim, if you're gonna do this whole guilt by association thing and you're gonna say something stupid like that, you basically wrote yourself into a corner there, buddy. I don't know what to do. I can't help you. You can't. Oh, one of my fans is a rapist who had 500 girls locked up in a basement and was vaginally raping them with a sword. Oh well. Oops, it's my fans.
Did you get Diogenes banned from Twitter then?
Did I get Diogenes banned from Twitter? Yeah, no, that was one of my sick 24-hour ops. Here's what happened, B. I jumped into a call with Kraut and Tonka, and then I pretended that I forgot because I was drinking too heavily to remember it.
Well, the point is that these conversations happened months ago.
Months ago, yeah. So this hasn't been some stop and go bullshit. This has been something that Kraut and others have been engaged in now for a fucking year. For a year, and it's so dumb. It always blows up in their face. And the people that keep associating with them and getting involved with them are retards. So I mean, if you're associating and getting involved with them, even if it's this hands-off shit, you are retarded. Every time blowing up in your face. No, see, that's another thing you and Tonka seem to like to do. You seem to like to pretend that you told people about it, but you do it in vagaries. You'll be like, oh, well, maybe I had a conversation. Well, this seems like a bit of a different conversation than what Tonka and you were pretending it was, where they're talking about lying and gay ops and doing other dirty, underhanded shit.
Yeah, but how
is it skeptics and rationalists and liberalists?
Okay, hold on. What he's talking about here is a call between Kraut and Tonka and V and a couple other people that was played on Warski's show, I think 2 or 3 days ago. And if you actually listen to the call, because I've heard the call in its entirety, it's completely innocuous. It's Tonka asking Kraut, "Hey, did you actually do this stuff?" Like it's a conversation. It's not like them planning shit. It's a conversation. But Jim
send me the link. I just want to be sure before I put my name on it. Before I say, "Oh yeah, that's all it is." I want to see it for myself. Be careful.
Yeah. Go watch it for yourself. But I've seen it, and I'm putting my name on it. That it's a nothing call.
It's a nothing burger.
But Jim is counting on the fact that people aren't going to watch the whole call. They're just going to listen to the snippets. They're just going to take his word for it, and they're just going to assume that they were all in on something like some big fucking conspiracy.
I could just see Jim taking this entire stream, if he even ever saw it, and just saying like, well, you guys thought it was a call, huh? Because this is totally a call. And then he never plays it. He never actually plays the real thing. You just see him making a video.
Well, I can confirm something right now. He played parts of the call on his stream yesterday, and overlaid on the screen during that call was a screenshot from a Discord group, and the implication was that V was in that Discord group, and that's where the call took place. Well, I'm in that Discord group, and V's never been in there, so it's a blatant lie. Yes.
So wait, was it a call or was it like just a chat, like like typing?
No, it was a call.
Oh, okay, it was a call. And so, do you actually have a copy of that call?
Yeah, it's the one that Worski played, and I can get a copy of it myself. And I have seen it in its entirety. It's on like a private YouTube video somewhere. I'm sure I'll be digging it up at some point soon.
Yeah, and then showing him, be like, oh yeah, what was that, Jim? Sorry, I couldn't hear you that time. Could you speak a little louder?
keep going though. We haven't gotten to like the funny end bits.
And then you're just as fucking dirty as everybody else. It's not about whether doxing is right or wrong. It's about you fucks pretending that you have a moral high ground or an upright stance about it. You do the same shit everybody else does. You just want to pretend you're clean when you do it.
But if we do so much shit, why can't you just pinpoint to something that I particularly did? The only thing
we've got one to pinpoint you to. You've already been involved with this shit. I'll be talking about it on Sunday Funday. Andy talked about it. Ralph's going to talk about it.
Yeah. And remember when they said, like, you want to know about the gay op? And I said, like, I'm not interested. I don't want to hear it. Or when I defended JF, or when I defended Brave and Ruin. Like, how exactly was I into this gay shit? The only reason I was there.
Yeah, you are the PR manager. You are the facade. You are the face for Sargon. You're like his little, I mean, that's the joke. You're the little gypsy carrier pigeon. You're sent out to carry his messages. You're like 1 degree of separation. You know how Sargon likes to run around and say, I have 1 degree of separation from Trump. That's kind of like, you're the buffer for people to say that about him. So when Kraut, talks about conversations.
I'll say this about V. It does seem he's very, very friendly, very regularly with Sargon under almost all conditions. But I mean, it could just be him just being like, "Hey, I'm just your friend." It doesn't mean I agree with everything you do, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm also their friends, and you can put me in that. Like I'm in a private group with Sargon, with V, with Arch Warhammer, with Oozaloo, with a few other people, with Scrump, and we're all just friends, man. We all just play video games and stuff. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, like literally, I am friends with Marshall Ironsides, and Marshall Ironsides is a self-proclaimed fascist. I'm not even. I'm not even kidding. I'm not a fascist. I would never be allowed in that group. I'm friends with. I'm not friends with this dude, but I talk pretty friendly with him here and there. We never do anything, but I've talked to like a certain anarcho-communist who runs, I think it's Maoist Report or something like that, and I disagree with him regularly. Like, you don't have to like or agree with everyone to be their friend. If you do what they do, that's not the same thing as just saying, "Oh, we talk," right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, I'll have to do my own research. So this is just all me, just seeing what you're saying and just going along with it. And this is my introduction, so I will never put my name on anything for sure in this stream until I find out more.
Sargon, I wouldn't doubt for a second they're routed through you. I mean, why are El Rachi and Tonka putting up DM conversations with you, showing even more previous conversations, talking with Crowd?
But I never disagreed that I talk with Crowd. I never said that I don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the same old song and dance. I'm just tired of listening to it. I'm tired of the skeptics. I'm tired of the MRAs. I'm tired of everybody from your camp.
See, it's conversations. You're having conversations. It's terrible. You're having conversations.
Oh my God. Gorbachev talked to whatever his name was. He talked to Reagan at one point. They must be in the same camp. Oh my God. Adolf Hitler talked to Winston Churchill. Oh! What the fuck? And he just keeps saying your camp. Like V never said this is okay. I approve of this. I did this. I'm glad I did that. Jim just keeps saying your camp, your camp, your camp. As if everything is a coordinated fucking action. Like as if everything is just excuse me, Sergeant Krauts and Sergeant Sargon. And turn the key, and I, Commander V, will press the button to launch the nuke. What the fuck is this? Like, this isn't 4D chess, you retard.
I think you can get away with it. I'm tired of you guys not liking being poked fun at. I joke that the Alpha Skeptics are shoe-on head and armored skeptic. They fucking are. Do you know why they're the Alpha Skeptics? It's not just because they're better than everybody else and they get more views and they have more fucking subs. It's because they don't get involved in this dumb shit. Shoe and Armored may do dumb stuff, but it's their own dumb stuff. They're not running around in Discords, doing gay ops, looking for revenge on people that make fun of them on YouTube and Twitter.
Well, you know what, Jim? Every time I defend you in my camp, I get shit for that.
Stop doing it. I don't want your defense. I don't want your defense, and you don't do it. I don't need it. I can defend myself. Don't defend me anymore, V.
Yeah, and by the way, everybody who agrees with Jim also don't defend him because he doesn't need you. He doesn't need you. He can't even on the subject. You can't even like him. You can't even be, well, I agree with Jim. If you do that, he's going to send you to a gulag. I mean, a happy camp. That's what he's going to send you to, a happy camp.
It's not about what you need. It's about the type of person I am. You keep saying that I run.
You know. Honestly, my biggest problem right here is Jim. Is that he could be 100% right about everything besides V. He could be right about everything, including Sargon and everybody else. He could be right about all of it, but he's just saying, "Well, you're with these guys. Ooh, they're the untouchables. They're the undesirables." That's all it is. It's just guilt by association. But
yep.
You get everything else right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
On PR for Sargon and stuff like that. Like you saw that I ran
every single time. Every single time somebody makes fun of that dumb fucker, you are right on it. I tweeted out making fun of his stupid suggestion to Millennial Woes, and what do you know? Within 30 fucking minutes, you and Sargon are doing a stream talking about exactly that.
Yeah, I don't deny that. And you know what? I also did PR for JF on that stream. You know, where it was a private thing.
Oh, JF the half Jew. Yeah, I'm sure is that the next vector of attack?
Is he half Jewish?
No, it's just that I don't know if he is or not. Like I don't know. However, it apparently like Cow and therefore Jim, because that's where Jim gets his info, thinks that like the angle of attack from Sargon's camp is that he's a half Jew, and I don't know where this fucking comes from. This is just ridiculous shit.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, what was it Tonka said? You got to make the audience embarrassed of the person. So let's make Andy's audience embarrassed he's a pedophile. Let's make JF's audience, the alt-right and white nationalists, embarrassed he's a Jew.
Did I went public with that? Did I went public with that, or was it something that Tonka gave me?
That was something you were talking about. You said, I've heard this. I think maybe JF's a Jew. I heard JF might be.
Right, and did I give any evidence? Like, what were they going to say? It's like, oh yeah, I heard it from V. How would they prove that?
I don't know. Why were you getting together with Crowd, giving them suggestions on how to? Oh boy, you can really roast Jim by going on this tangent. You know what's really interesting too is I'm noticing a lot of concentrated shit coming from your camp that I'm seeing pop up on other places. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a skeptic series. I think you guys deserve to have your asses nailed to a fucking cross. And I think I'm going to enjoy doing it because I think the internet in general is just fucking tired of you people. And I think you got away with it for a long time just because it was...
Oh no, what are they going to do? They might walk outside instead of go on YouTube. Somebody help them.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going with this, but keep going. He
sounds like he wants to kill these people in real life, but he can't.
Yeah, he sounds like he's really taking it way too seriously.
Oh,
it was a stupid blue-haired, feminists and the SJWs. But I think that grace period's over, and you guys act like cunts, and I think people are just fucking tired of it.
Well, you keep saying that you want to fuck with the liberals. That was literally the thing you said, and now it's like, why the liberals don't like me? Why are the people just going after me? And you know what?
Because you disingenuous little cunts.
No, there is no evidence.
It's exactly. It's the exact shit you always do. If Sargon can't control it, he tries to kill it. Oh, here's IBS doing well. Here comes Sargon and his dumb fuck brigade of capos to try to shit it up. Oh, look, there's Fat Butt Quarter Pounder. Look, IBS gets people killed. Oh, hey, look, here comes Jeff Holiday with his dildo collection. IBS is responsible for school shootings. It's the same fucking shit every time.
I did hear some stupid shit from one stream that Jim never told me much about. That he never told his audience in the video much about, where some person was saying that that it would get people killed, but it didn't seem to have anything to do with Sargon. I don't know why he's connecting it.
Because that's what he does. He connects everything to Sargon.
Oh, okay. He's like, oh my God, my toilet didn't flush. Sargon, you son of a bitch.
And I did none of it.
He does it to memes too.
I did none of it.
And then drive them into the dirt. You fucks are doing with the NPC thing now. I'm sure that'll get fucking butchered just like Keck did.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. It's really interesting that you guys talk all this shit about the alt-right and the white nationalists, but you go on poll and you'll steal their shit and use it and monetize it. So are you just disingenuous whores? Like, what's the deal there, B?
Well, the deal is you have went on several streams disassociating yourself from your audience and saying you're not responsible for what your audience does. But then you're going to come to me and say, I'm responsible for what Power does. I'm responsible for what, other people do. And
if you stopped acting like a fluffer and sucking the dick of these people and being their PR manager, maybe people would, take your word that you're disassociated from them.
That I kind of
but you literally get led around on a leash. They treat you like shit. I've listened to the streams you've done with them. You get treated like a bitch, and you still fluff them. And it's just pathetic. Stop.
Well, if you would have noticed, I kind of stopped. Like when I went on the Heal stream, and they wanted to talk about Sargon and shit, I said I'm not interested. I don't want to talk about that. I've been on other streams, and I said I'm not interested. You look at my main channel, I haven't done any drama. This channel, I only talked about the news. Like for
one second. I see your chat. Hey, skeptic fans, suck my dick. I'm gonna burn it to the ground, and you can't fucking stop me. Cry about it, you little faggots. A reckoning is coming. You can't do a fucking thing about it. Up to the age of the Sweetie Squad.
Well, let me ask you, Jim.
Oh, I'm so scared. Oh no, Jim's gonna be mean to us on the internet. Oh God, Lord, why must you be so cruel? Now I'm gonna have to go to church, go to the gym, watch a movie with my girlfriend, kiss her and stuff, meet with my dad, and everything else that I do when I'm not on the internet.
Welcome to the age of the Sweetie Squad.
Oh no! Now YouTube is gonna be awful because YouTube is now reality. What are we gonna do, Short Fat Otaku? How are you going to live?
You know what? I'll keep making videos. It'll be fine. One thing I've learned, okay, like if someone decides to like seriously attack your channel, they can knock a few subs off you pretty quickly, like for real. However, you can only really kill a channel if one, a person stops uploading, or two, they do it to themselves, like Mundane Matt style.
Oh yeah, where he just kept DMCAing everybody.
Yeah, like he did it to himself, and he's kind of getting what he deserves.
And it's usually accelerated if you depend on it for money, right? Because I don't depend on mine for money. So for me, go ahead and knock every sub off my thing. I'll just keep making content because that's now where I get my money.
Yeah, but like if Jim were to do like a video on me,
yeah,
I'd lose subs for a while, maybe even for a couple months, but it wouldn't stick around. It wouldn't last.
Especially if you handle yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep going though, because we're both running out of time.
Oh yeah, I gotta get going in about 4 minutes.
What is your opinion on my theory regarding Sargon personally being involved with Kraut and paying money for somebody to try to dox you?
I don't know. It's just, isn't it really convenient? I mean, isn't it really interesting and coincidental, Josh, that it's the same fucking group of people that constantly comes from? I mean, this is, I think they think they're dealing with toddlers, where they can throw out well, do you have evidence? Do you have a videotape of me personally doing this? Well, nigger, I mean, grow the fuck up.
First of all, it's not the same.
Ooh, you said the N-word. How edgy. Oh.
Hold on. Asking for evidence means that Jim says grow the fuck up. Really?
Me, Brett Kavanaugh, but are you seriously asking me for evidence?
Acting like this.
Karen Swan is not a skeptic.
No. Yeah, she just goes to speaking engagements with Sargon. He just, promotes her videos. The same talking points are coming from her. Yeah, wink, wink.
Okay, so
here's Dr. Randomer Cam at his fucking This Week in Stupid thing. They totally don't know each other. Fuck off.
So anyone Sargon is the same group now?
Oh, well, if you're doing business with them, if you're making money with them, I'm gonna say there's an association. Right? Did they just wander into?
Are they directly paying each other? What if he was just promoting a video that had similar talking points?
What it was that I think Karen attended one of his live events, and Dr. Randomer Can was the opener for his This Week in Stupid Live in London. Like Randomer Cam is Sargon's friend. Karen, as far as I know, is not. But nonetheless, I mean, Randomer Cam didn't do anything wrong either, and really neither did Karen. It's like, okay. like he's claiming that associations exist between these people, and yet he hasn't shown what those people have done wrong, and two, he hasn't shown if those people have done something wrong, how does the association actually link it back to Sargon?
Yeah, it's literally definition guilt by association. You talk to this person, and you know what? I'm gonna have to cut off the stream here, man. But this has been unbelievably.
Oh, you missed the end part, the funniest part, where he says he'll roll himself in shit to own the skeptics.
I can't, dude. I really gotta get going, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Here,
you know what?
How about this? Watch it yourself when you come home or something.
Oh yeah, and when I'm done, and when I get back, yeah, not only will I watch it, I'll probably clip the video and then post it on Twitter. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen, but I really got to go, man. I got to get the fuck out of here. So, hey, bro, it's been hilarious talking to you. Make sure to post a video that just says, check out the stream I did, and then link it when you get the chance to. And most of all, thank you for coming on. I had a great talking about everything here. It's been awesome, dude.
Yeah, I'll see you later, man.
All right, have a good one.